You've been throwing money away. Every single time your leather sofa looks faded, dry, or cracked, you call a professional or buy an expensive conditioner from the store. But what if I told you that a $1 bottle sitting in your kitchen right now can restore your leather sofa to showroom condition? Not just improve it, restore it completely. And most people will never figure this out because they keep falling for overpriced products that do half the job. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to use olive oil on leather the right way, and by the end of this video, your sofa will look better than it has in years. Stay until the end, because the last tip I share will genuinely surprise you. Let's talk about what is actually happening to your leather right now. Leather is skin, real natural skin, and just like your own skin, it needs moisture to stay soft, flexible, and healthy. When leather dries out, it loses its natural oils. The surface starts to look dull. Then it starts to feel stiff, and tiny cracks appear. And if you ignore those cracks, they get deeper, they spread, and eventually the leather starts to peel and fall apart. That beautiful sofa you paid $800, $1,200, maybe even $2,000 for starts looking like something you found on the side of the road. Now you call a leather restoration professional. They come to your home with a kit that costs them maybe $15 in materials, and they charge you $200, $300, sometimes $500, depending on the size of your sofa. You pay it because you think there's no other option. Then, 2 years later, the same thing happens again. You call them again. You pay again. Over the lifetime of one sofa, people spend $1,000 or more on leather maintenance. And the worst part? The expensive leather conditioners you buy at furniture stores, the ones in fancy packaging that cost $30, $40, $60 per bottle. Many of them are mostly mineral oil, glycerin, and fragrance. The markup is enormous. You're paying for the bottle and the brand name far more than the actual ingredients. Your leather does not care about brand names. It cares about moisture and oil. That is it. That is the whole secret. Here is what olive oil actually does to leather and why it works so well. Leather has tiny pores. When it dries out, those pores close up and the surface hardens. Olive oil is a natural triglyceride, a type of fat, that is small enough to penetrate into those pores and rehydrate the leather fibers from the inside. It does not just sit on the surface, it actually soaks in. This is the same reason olive oil has been used for centuries to condition leather goods, from saddles and boots to gloves and furniture. It restores flexibility to the fibers, which is what removes and prevents cracking. It also brings back the natural sheen of the leather without making it greasy or sticky if you apply it correctly. The key phrase there is applied correctly. Most people who have tried olive oil on leather did it wrong. They put too much on, did not buff it properly, and ended up with a greasy-looking surface. That is not an olive oil problem. That is an application problem. When done right, the results are extraordinary. A professional leather conditioner from a top brand costs around $35 to $50 and contains roughly the same active conditioning effect as olive oil. The olive oil costs $1 at a dollar store. Same result, a fraction of the price. The difference is application technique, which I'm about to give you completely. Before you start, gather what you need. You need plain olive oil. Extra virgin works best, but regular olive oil is fine too. You need 2 clean microfiber cloths, or soft cotton cloths if you do not have microfiber. You need a small bowl. You need mild dish soap and warm water. That is the entire supply list. Total cost, if you buy everything new, is under $5. Now here's the method. Start by cleaning the leather thoroughly. This step is not optional. If you skip it, you will be sealing dirt and oils into the leather and the results will be patchy. Mix a few drops of mild dish soap into a bowl of warm water. Dip one cloth into the soapy water, wring it out very well so it is damp, not wet, and gently wipe down the entire sofa surface. You are not scrubbing. You are lifting surface dust, skin oils, and grime. Go in gentle circular motions. Pay attention to armrests and headrests. Those areas collect the most buildup. Once you have wiped the whole sofa, take your second clean cloth and wipe it again with plain water to remove any soap residue. Now let the sofa dry completely. Do not rush this. Give it at least 30 minutes. If the leather still feels damp, wait longer. Applying oil to damp leather prevents proper absorption. Once it is fully dry, pour a very small amount of olive oil into your bowl, about a tablespoon to start. Dip the corner of your clean cloth into the oil. You want the cloth lightly coated, not dripping. Now apply the oil in slow circular motions, working on one section at a time. Do one cushion, then the next, then the armrests, then the back panels. Do not rush from section to section. Work the oil in gently. After you apply oil to each section, give it about 2 minutes to start absorbing, then take a dry part of the cloth and buff the area. Buffing is what removes the greasy look. You are working the oil in deeper and removing the excess from the surface. This is the step most people skip, and it is the reason olive oil gets a bad reputation on leather. Buff until the surface feels smooth but not sticky. If a section still feels oily after buffing, buff it more. Once you have done the entire sofa, stand back and look at it. You will already see a difference. The color will look richer. The surface will look smoother. Now leave it alone for at least 2 hours. Do not sit on it. Do not put cushions back. Just let it absorb. After 2 hours, come back and do a final light buff with a fresh dry cloth. For heavily cracked areas, you can apply a second thin coat and repeat the process. Do not try to fix severe cracking in one session. 2 or 3 light applications over a few days will give better results than one heavy application. The results you will see are going to genuinely surprise you. Within 24 hours of the first application, the leather will feel noticeably softer and more supple. The small surface cracks will start to look reduced because the fibers have rehydrated and swollen slightly, closing those micro gaps. The color will deepen and look alive again instead of faded and chalky. Over the following week, as the oil fully integrates into the leather, you will notice the sofa has regained much of its original flexibility. Sitting on it will feel different. The leather will move with you instead of feeling stiff. People who have used this method on their own furniture describe it as their sofa looking 5 to 10 years younger after a single treatment. One application typically maintains the leather for 3 to 6 months before it needs repeating. Compare that to a professional service costing $300 that also lasts about the same amount of time. Over 5 years, you will spend roughly $5 on olive oil versus potentially $1,500 or more on professional conditioning services. The math is not subtle. For very old leather that has been neglected for years, you may need 3 or 4 sessions before you see full restoration, but the leather will improve with each treatment. The one situation where this method has limits is leather that has already started peeling. That is a different problem involving the finished coat rather than the leather itself, and no conditioner, cheap or expensive, will fix peeling once it starts. But for fading, dullness, stiffness, and early cracking, olive oil is genuinely one of the most effective solutions available. Now you know something that will save you hundreds of dollars. If this video helped you, hit the like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who are tired of overpaying for simple fixes. Subscribe so you do not miss what is coming next. Because the next video covers another $1 kitchen ingredient that removes water stains from wood furniture permanently. And the method is just as simple as this one. Before you go, here's the final tip I promised you. After each olive oil treatment, wipe the sofa lightly with a cloth that has 1 drop of lemon juice on it. The mild acid in lemon juice closes the leather pores slightly after conditioning, which helps the oil stay locked in longer and also naturally brightens the color. It takes 30 seconds, and it extends the life of each treatment significantly. You do not need expensive products. You do not need professionals for basic maintenance. You just need the right information. Now you have it.